I'm Eric Polley at ericpolley.com, and today we're going to start rigging a character with grease pencil in Blender. Let's rock and roll. Alright, I got a empty project open with the 2D animation inside of Blender. And I'm going to start in the material tab here with a new drawing already in draw mode. And I'm just going to create some new materials with a fill. First one being white. And I'll just call them by the colors so I can recall them. And then black. It's an easy one. I just hit the fill button. And another one. And this will be like the skin color, so I'm just going to call it skin 1. And let's give them a weird color skin, I guess. Like a light blue. That'll do. Alright, now we're ready to go into the data because we can start creating the head. And it starts you off with line and fills. So I'm just going to leave those alone and start with a new one and call it head. And it's ready to start drawing. Is there anything up here that I want to change? Can't quite remember where smoothness is. There we go, smooth. It's already turned up. Interpolations, iterations, whatever. Alright. Let's just draw a head. What kind of head we gonna draw? Like something like that. Kind of want the thickness a little bit stronger than that, huh? $34. Just a weird number. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, let's go back to our data. And outside of the head, we want to create a nose. Perfect. And we're still on the skin fill, so with that, let's go to the black and just create a quick mouth. This will just be a fill-in mouth because we're not going to rig the mouth on this one. Okay, now eyes. Probably going to need to create 2 different eyes, unless they can both be behind the nose. We'll see if that works out. Let's go to the materials, select the right material. We want the white fill, and that'll automatically fill. Those are huge. That's ridiculous. That's also kind of ridiculous. I should just zoom in. I'm gonna leave it a little bit sloppy, and I'm alright with that. Let's go back to the black. Put some pupils in now. Okay, and maybe some eyebrows just to fill in. Give them a well-rounded look. And some hair. This hair looks a little unfinished. Maybe a little like this. There we go. That looks like a character. We need something over the eyes, right? Make them seem eyelids. And this is, I can either rig this character with closable eyelids that are like tangible, so I can like grab them and move them around, or I can rig them kind of like I'm going to do the mouth to where it's on a like a slider, so I can just move around the slider and it'll change the eyelids, kind of like Animate CC. Alright, so we're just drawing currently. Alright, that's eyelids number 1. Now, we can start rigging this character. We go into object mode and Shift A to create a new armature single bone. Tab to go into edit mode with that. Let's just grab this bone and make it smaller with S key. I'm just going to drag it down. And let's just grab this, go on the X axis, and this will be like where it connects to the neck when that's eventually in there and ready to animate. So I'm able to add extra down from here. And from this, I'm just going to hit E to extrude. And let's just make sure it's on the Z axis by clicking the Z on the keyboard. And this will actually control the head itself. From this, I'm going to Shift D to duplicate that and just grab that whole thing, move it along, and I'm just going to grab this, move it on the X axis by clicking X, G and Z, and it's going to follow the nose. And I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this again. Hit on the X and grab this up. Let's size it down. That's going to be for the pupils. Duplicate that on the X axis. Duplicate that on the X axis as well. Grab again G and Z. Grab it and move it on the Z axis. Now those are going to be for the eyelids. And I could just do another one for the bottom eyelid. Do the same thing. Just going to duplicate both of them by holding Control while selecting. Hit Shift D, Z to push them down. And then all of these, let's see if I can just make them smaller. see, get smaller in individual origins. Okay. Those are all where I want them to be. Need another one for the mouth. Oop. Shifty and down. And why not? Let's do one for the hair. So I just duplicated that again. Extrude. Extrude. Okay. Now maybe his hair is going to wave around a little bit. So now let's do the boring part and label everything. It is rather important to label these because you'll need to be able to refer to them later. Or I may even make these bendy bones. Particularly the nose, of course. Looking for display. Can't quite remember where it is. That's neat. Not what I'm looking for, though. That'll do. Alright. Just changing it to sticks, I guess. Alright, in the middle of what I was doing. Okay, let's go back. Mouth. Okay. Eyelid. It's going to be my left, so left. Bottom. Eyelid. Left. Top. Eyelid. Right. Bottom. Eyelid. Right. Top. And then pupils. Okay, that should be everything. I'm probably not going to rig the hair right now, just because that was kind of an afterthought. But is ready to grab. I'm grabbing. Click the face himself, and then hold shift, and click the armature. Right click and. Okay, no wait. Control P. Control P to parent and with empty groups. And then with that, now we can click on the face itself and go into the vertex groups and start selecting pieces that go with the corresponding armature. Start with the pupils. If you hold shift, you can select multiple items. Assign the nose 1. We want just the nose itself. Assign the head. Control the actual head. Really, it will control everything, so we should probably just select all, and everything will go in the head. And the neck gets left alone. It currently does not control anything. It will be connected to something, though. The eyelids, left top, assign left bottom, assign right top, assign right bottom. There it is, RB for bottom. Now those are ready to open and close. And the mouth is what we're missing. Assign. And then we also, of course, have the option to do hair, but we can do that later. It's because it'll be a little trickier because it's one solid object. But everything that doesn't need to be rigged as a like a symbol in Animate CC to where I can switch things out is currently rigged, which I would probably do as well. We want to go into pose mode, and you have control of the eyelids, and you can size them up as well. Of course, you want to make sure that in relation the pupils are behind the eyelids. So you just hit this down arrow. Now they're in front of the eyes, but behind the eyelids. Okay. Now go back to the bones, go into our pose mode, and everything should be working as expected. The pupils are controlled with 1, which makes it easier to do what you want it to do. Really, I could control each eyelid with 1 as well, but it's just as easy for me personally to shift and just grab them both again. But sometimes you want to control one and not the other for certain expressions. Let's see how the bendy bone works. So not only can I grab it and rotate, but the bendy bone bends it. Seems quite restricted, but that's alright. I can always go in and change options to unrestricted, I guess. And that is about as broken as that could be. So that does not work at all. But this does. So you can control the neck from there. But that's pretty much rigged up and ready to rock. So I'm going to stop there, and I'll end off with that and on to the next one. So I will see you there.